Namaste, and thank you for tuning in today, Guahan and Beyond. I'm Clare Calvo, and this is Conscious Living. Today, I'm so happy to have here in the studio, Retidian Eco Beach Resort. So we got Angie, Mark, and Eric. Mark Artero, Eric Artero, and Angie Rios Guzman. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So I don't know about you guys, but my energy right now, I think because it was such a high-vibing weekend, I think as
Drained?
organizers, exactly, as organizers rather than participants in it, I'm just feeling a little like drained. It was high vibing, but it was a lot
long weekend.
A long weekend.
Yeah.
So I want to talk first I want to talk before we even get to like the different events and activities going on there. It's such a beautiful space, and I think everyone pretty much knows that part of the island is family land, right?
Yes.
So what inspired you guys to develop it into not just a resort, because there's resorts, throughout, especially even up in that area, but an eco-friendly resort?
I want to let Eric talk about that for a bit.
Okay, let's hear it, Eric.
So this is our family property down there,
Right.
And we've just been slowly seeing the development of Guam, and especially down at the Runao,
Yeah.
how it's been growing, and we've always been attached to Runao because when we were young, we've always been going fishing down there, and we've just seen how the growth has just been getting detrimental on everything.
Yeah.
Like population of our deer, the zoo.
I gotta
all
tell you,
the
it's
wildlife
heartbreaking
down there.
driving in and seeing. Every time I come by, I see more and more of the development of the military, and everyone has their stance on it. But me personally, I just feel you've got to do a cleanup before you build it. That's my personal opinion. And there's still so many parts of the island that have not been cleaned up from past, things. And to see such a sacred piece of the island, being developed in ways that, that's just me. I'm just curious, with what you're saying, do you mean specifically like all the building and everything going up on top?
Everything.
Because eventually, isn't that what's
bound
proposed?
to happen. Yeah, it's bound to happen already. It's already going on, and it's
Various phases
keeping
or steps,
So keeping what we got together at Clare is what we're trying to do up at Retidian Eco Beach Resort.
So how would that affect it though? Because I don't know, like what is the plan?
I mean,
part of their phases.
historically, our family has been always at the mercy of the U.S. military when it comes to whatever we wanted to do with our own piece of property.
A lot of people.
So we're landlocked,
Yeah.
basically. So our access road, we don't have utilities. We have to beg them to, let us pass.
Yeah.
It's been a long struggle. I mean, you've heard about it. I'm pretty sure, a lot of farmers. Yeah, but we felt it. You know, we used to have to drive through a gate with IDs. And to go to our own property. So it's you don't really like to think of it as oppression, but it's a little bit. It's like they're keeping us.
Right.
So we do what we can to,
And there's still areas on the island, like people who have land up at Hinatsa.
Yeah,
There's
it's
still
even worse.
areas,
I mean,
right?
look at the original Star Sand Resort. It just got shut down in one day when
I didn't know what happened with
I
that.
think it was the 9/11 thing when they had to secure
Oh,
the
right,
bases,
yeah.
and not let any random people into that area anymore.
So currently, what's going on? I mean, I know it's in phases, but that you hear about. I don't know if it's just proposed, but how they want to have a firing range up there. How is that going to affect?
It's going on. It's going on. So we just have to deal with what comes, as it comes.
Is it literally right above?
It's right above us, and to think that all that's going on, but we're trying to keep it like equal down there is like.
That makes it 10 times
Yes.
more, 100 times more beautiful.
You drive in there and you see this big military base being built, and then you come down to our place and it's like you kind of forgot about all that,
right?
That you saw on the drive-in. So
yeah,
that's kind of what we wanted it to be.
So so you guys pretty much, you said like growing up there, that was kind of like your weekend getaway type thing, huh?
That's where we learned our fishing techniques.
family's been down there for many years teaching us everything about the land, and we just want to hopefully make it generalized to our customers every day.
Yeah.
So if it's something that they can take away from our resort that they can use later, or they're gonna, clear their mind when they come down, anything that if it's helping them, it's a positive for us.
Yeah.
And I think you can kind of feel it, because we were pretty passionate about going to the beach and spending time with our own family.
Mm-hmm.
So as when we were building the resort, we were always like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
We
So
want
now you guys have, it's kind of like a mix of locals as well as tourists.
Yes.
Right?
It's a pretty good mix. We love to have the local community come and visit our place. Although the road is kind of treacherous at times,
but that's part of the adventure of getting there.
Yeah.
Unless you're like my dad and you take your like low riding Cadillac, not the best idea. But okay, but I want to get
proper planning and then all right.
right, exactly. And you guys now have shuttles, so that makes it really helpful. But okay, so but what can you guys remember the conversation that you
The
had?
whole thing about being eco anti-Clare, that's what you wanted me to explain.
No, but I want to know, like, do you remember the conversation, like, where you, like, sitting down, was it like an aha moment of, oh my God, this is what we should do, or is it a long time planning?
Yeah, it's kind of,
we
like,
stayed in Portland, so
this is it.
We stayed in Portland, and Portland is very eco already, and it's a very sustainable city.
So you guys were both out there at the same time.
Yeah, we lived out there with our mom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what kind of we're trying to
our
get
dad
at.
passed, and just like me and Rick for a while, and then my mom was back and forth with mom and stuff, so it's like college, and you see everybody like forward thinkers in Portland, Oregon, many forward thinkers.
The thing about it is we want it to get easier for us here on Guam, and we gotta be smarter about it, and just be educated about it, cause like they make it so easy for you in Portland, like they give you the recycle bin for free, and like they give you the recycle bin to take it to your house, and they give you the food scrap waste container, so that after you're done cutting up all your vegetables, you put it in there, and you can compost it.
They make
easier,
everything easier for you to have a sustainable lifestyle,
Yeah.
So something is like, it's hard to spread that here when we're used to like throwing everything into one trash can, right?
Yeah.
And you see a lot of the locals, like, they try when they see that we marked out trash only or cans only, or so you see them like notice that and they try.
Yeah.
But it's still educating them, because because that's what we're trying to do. Because at the same time, when we go to recycle it, it's not all perfect, so there are some stuff that we still need to sort. We have to sort we have to sort, but that's the process of us trying to get better at it too.
But if we start small every time, right, it just spreads out little by little, and as we move forward, it might, some of our customers might take those
habits
that we do, or things that they see at our place home, and
well, aside
those
from the
in their own home.
Aside from separating, with trash and cans and plastics, what are some other measures you guys have taken up there?
We have water catchment. That's our trucking and water is like, first of all, you're using a truck.
Right.
You're burning diesel. It's not so sustainable to truck in water. So we try to collect as much water as we can, sanitize it, and then use it for showers. Yeah. The only water that we always have to truck in is because it's like a sanitary thing. You want to use something that is sanitary for like washing dishes.
Right.
Or,
but
like
the rain, it goes from even the rainwater goes to the full
but not from the city, not from the government. So if I'm using the government water that they sanitize themselves,
I
kind of feel like
they want you to pay for everything, so
no, but to a certain extent.
But the thing is, when I think of rain, I think of how much more pure can water be than coming from. I mean, of course.
There are other factors to consider
about it
when you're using rainwater. There are other
further
factors, like when it comes to sanitizing rainwater.
Right.
So you just have to be aware of those like factors.
Like for this occasion, that's why we use the rainwater. But like sometimes, like I'm using the rainwater to water the plants,
Right.
to clean the deck, especially when we have a lot. Then I'm flushing down the kitchen.
Yeah.
As much as possible, you know, like if it's raining outside, we know our cashman's gonna be full.
We're gonna deep clean.
Exactly.
Yes,
When we
make-
can.
So it's kind
you
of
know?
contingent on how the
Yeah.
weather is
Yes,
too,
you
right?
know,
Yeah.
but you make use of it, and that's just how you have to
Yeah.
You just have to be
Proceed.
very aware.
proceed
Right.
and make those changes because
Okay, so you guys talked about how you guys have always had this in the back burner, even when you're out in Portland. Okay, so then how did Ange get into the mix?
Ange is
Were you
always
out
there.
there? You were out in Portland too?
No. I was never out of
So
Portland.
Ange and I grew up with Ange's husband Matthew,
Okay.
you know, and then Ange watches our children a lot of the time, so you know it's like she's our sister,
Right.
Yeah.
and she takes care of a lot of the
And you each kind of have your own
quote
roles.
unquote BS, you know. But it's good, you know.
Everything funnels.
Right. So you guys each kind of have your own specific like responsibilities when it comes to
Yes.
the resort, right?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we all sit down,
Mhm.
go through everything,
Yeah.
Try to
figure
work
it
it
out.
out when
You
we
know,
have
what's our
problems.
best plan of attack for each situation. So,
And it's been how many years? When did you guys open?
and
Going on
2017.
4, I think. 3 or 4.
But we've
Okay.
been building it for a while.
But open to the public in 2017, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
You know, like when we first built the access road down, we already noticed that people wanted to come down.
Yeah.
Just because right when you pass by the road, right, we would see these cars pass by, and they'll reverse, and they'll just look down the.
Yeah,
'cause
that
all you
lookout
see
area.
is the ocean,
Yeah.
you know.
So,
And so we knew it was.
But now people just come in,
Yeah.
even without the sign.
Yeah.
You know, they just walk in. We don't even, like, we didn't have a menu up for a long time.
Right.
You know, and like we were still doing.
They just want to come check it out.
We just wrote on the paper, you know, just the recycled paper, just the, you know.
Well, you don't
during-
need a sign. Honestly, back, I remember years ago, I don't know how long ago, but I remember I took a trip down, I wanted to go to the reserve, right?
Yeah.
It's like the only place I knew down there. I didn't know about all of that. And it's closed a lot of times. So the gate was closed. I guess it was like a high
Surf
surf
advisory.
advisory. So they closed it down. And I remember seeing this little side road. I'm like, ooh, what's in here? It's in private property. I'm like, okay, I just want to get a jog in. So I drove in and I came up to Governor Gutierrez's
property.
and I looked down. I'm like, wow, no one's here. But I remember just kind of like taking it upon myself. You know, it's just me and jogging shoes.
That's what
and-
how everybody thinks, cause like, we get that. That's why we have security now, because we get that for our whole family, like all of our families.
Just
we
random
get
people.
Yeah,
random
yeah.
people that.
Some are good.
And I think some
are
people
not
probably
so
don't
good.
realize it, right? That it's because there's a sign that actually says,
Well, once you take that left-hand turn, everything's private
It's
property.
private.
It's
but
private
there's no
property.
sign saying,
Yeah.
right?
It's like that's a, you know, federal government access that first initial
Right.
part, the bumpy road. That's why it's so
Yeah.
difficult for us to maintain that because we kind of have to deal with them to like, get permits and stuff, and
Yeah.
To fix the road.
they're difficult.
And what you guys did, as far as it looks like you basically cut into the cliff. Is that what you had to do? Like
Yeah,
how?
so like we had to get all the permitting done for that to actually make that access road.
So that in itself, how long did it take to do like the construction side of all of this? Like
Years.
the
Just for
actually
the
the
road
access.
itself?
Years.
Years, right?
Years.
Yes, yes.
That's why it's been such a process.
Yeah.
You know,
Like a
like,
long time coming.
like we feel like we've been doing it forever, but really,
It's been open for like 3 years, right? But
Yeah.
like, we've been building for maybe like 6 or
Right.
8 years.
You know how they like say, I forgot what the quote is, I don't want to like butcher a quote, but it shows a picture of like a plant and you see the roots way down here and just like a little bit of it popping
Sprout?
through this. Yeah. Yeah. So everyone,
That's exactly what it is.
everything that we love and see is the sprout, not knowing like the deep roots that have gone before it.
Yeah.
So now, we all got connected. We connected through obviously Soulcation with Jenny, Cultures, and with me. Did you ever think that it would turn into something where it would be kind of like a staycation yoga wellness retreat, or was that ever in your radar?
Wellness was always one thing that Erica and I were always like, we wanted to move forward or toward.
Yeah.
You know? like that whole, especially like keeping my mom healthy in terms of that, you know, that's something that's important to us.
So she comes there a lot as well.
Especially Eric. Eric's like a stickler for like, let's keep
For
mama
family.
healthy and
All
her
organic.
diet good, and
Yeah.
we're on it, you know, especially Eric. Eric's on it, and it's kind of like sometimes I think she's overwhelmed, but she knows it's love.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh yeah,
you know.
believe me, my dad feels the
Yeah,
same way.
but you know,
I moved back in 2004, and since then they're like they've never seen regular milk again, or like you know what I mean regular.
Yeah.
Like my brothers and sisters come down and I'm like, why don't we have normal? And
Cow's
it's not normal. It's not normal. You don't see little kids going up to cows and sucking on their nipples. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So to say that like almond milk or like coconut milk is not normal and cow's milk is, to me that's not normal. So.
that's
It's meant for cows, though, Auntie Claire.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't see little kids going up to cows drinking on their nipples. That's what I'm saying. Or little cows coming up to humans. But anyway, that's another topic. So yeah, on that note, because I remember Eric and I spoke a little bit about, you know, how we talk about going to the Philippines and all the different wellness things out there.
Yeah.
You know, like everything from chelation to colon hydrotherapy and like detoxes.
I'm learning about it, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what we're about to, is just like
Yeah.
incorporating all the information, just so you know we can bring it to our resort
Yeah.
and promote it there and grow from there. Cause
There's a
like,
lot of little things you can do just in your daily life that to promote wellness that people don't know about yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even like when it comes to like aromatherapy or like
meditation.
or just those little things that if you add those into your daily life,
Mm-hmm.
you might see a difference in maybe like not a big difference, but just a little difference in,
Oh,
in like,
totally.
you know, maybe in like a week's time, you know,
Right.
and then it becomes habitual, and then
Yeah.
you get involved and it becomes part of your lifestyle, and you just feel
Yeah,
a little
because there's
better.
so many different elements to wellness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like multi-dimensional beings. So I think a lot of times when people are like, "Oh, if you just eat keto, or you just eat vegan, or you just eat whatever, like you'll be okay." It's like, okay, but that's just the nutritional aspect.
Yeah.
There's the whole, you know, moving your body. You
It's
know,
like why my mom likes to go to church, you know, and meditate in
Exactly.
church, and then
Pray
that
and
is her
meditate.
form
Spiritual.
of
Right.
being
Spiritual
spiritual and healing, and
yeah,
no, that's a big part of being healthy. Also,
The
is
spiritual
the
wellness.
spirit part of it, right?
I mean, honestly, that's the main thing. I think you could do whatever you can,
Yeah.
with your physical body and like your mental. But if you I think it's like spirit trumps the mental, emotional trumps the physical. So if you're doing everything you can on a physical level and a mental, emotional, but you're still not spiritual, you know,
Yeah.
I can't see how that's going to
Spiritually
be.
connected, or like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's not going to last you
or
long.
faith. Have faith in the fact that you're doing something positive every
Right.
day, even though you have those hard days, right?
Yeah, like keeping
You
your
gotta
energy,
just,
good energy,
stay forward and
right? And like
know that
authentic,
there's
right?
gonna be good days coming if we stay forward, you know, stay forward minded.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always like to tell Anne, just can't joke with her, right? You know, like let go and let God. You know?
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And that's, I mean,
at the
and
end of
that,
the day, stay forward and everything should
No,
be
because
okay.
you know, because like ever since we started this and we've been having customers, we like feedback, and
Mhm.
we like the customers' feedback because it makes us, it motivates us to be better.
yep.
So there's there's a certain aspect of how far we can go.
Mm-hmm.
So like we're off grid right now. We're trying to make it where we just all function completely off grid.
Mm-hmm.
So like from the power and the water,
Mhm.
we're trying to find a way that we can make that at
Get
least-
away from
at-
these things.
Yeah, get away and just be sustainable down there, so we can just have customers and make them enjoy themselves,
Right.
and still be comfortable. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we need my mom to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We need your people to be comfortable, and everybody else that comes down to be comfortable.
Right.
So, and we just gotta just
work
work
through
together.
the problems to
Yeah.
reach that
Yeah.
goal of, you know.
But when you're talking
Comfort.
about off the grid, I'm also thinking because for some people, you know, like when we've done the staycations, right? I mean the soulcation for the weekend, you know, 2 days. But when we did that whole week one, people were actually initially, you know, we don't realize how attached we are to our phones, to our electronics, to social media, whatever, until you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't use my, there's, you know, here's the Docomo area, here's the DJ area. But the thing is, it's like,
it really doesn't
initially,
work.
well, the thing is, initially, you're like, you're attached to
But
it.
it's
and
almost like a sign.
but after
let go.
yeah, but
You know,
after a couple
let
hours,
go of your
you're
phone, put it
happy
away.
and it turns into a blessing that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Put it
And
away.
even with someone had their,
You're not
someone
down here for
had
your
a,
phone.
what do you call it? A conference call. It was for work. And her attitude, you know, I think usually if we were out anywhere like at a cafe or something, we'd be like, oh my gosh, you know, I missed the conference call,
Yeah.
da, da. But because of the environment and the
She was
energy
just
there,
like,
she's like,
it's-
oh well, wasn't meant to be.
It's a sign.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to like not have my laptop. It's just a sign.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
And that's something like some people need sometimes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They need that disconnect.
Yeah.
And they need to not think about work.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
I think we've all learned.
maybe the stress at work is what brought them to our place. You don't
Yeah.
know. Or like, you know,
And
the
sometimes you
boyfriend
don't
calling,
realize how
or,
much
you know,
until
the
you get
husband
there.
calling, like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe that's why they're here, because they don't, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. What were
You
you
never
gonna
know
say?
what are the different reasons.
No, I just
but-
think like we've all learned that as soon as you enter a certain part of getting to the resort, you just kind of drop off the face of the earth, right?
Yeah.
And as long as the key people know where you are, then
And that's why it's called a soulcation. as you know, as far as when we do our
Yeah.
gathering. So the soulcation thing is when we include a lot of the wellness elements of the yoga and the meditation and the dharma talks, and like now we start the massage.
massage,
That
was
was
such a-
so amazing in
I
that.
think we
Yeah.
gotta have more practitioners, because
Yeah,
I think more people wanted to get massages, but, you know. it's
I know.
okay.
There's only so many people. They're like tapped out. People are like, can you expand your
they were
schedule?
like booked
back to back.
completely.
I mean, and come on, a massage is great, but to be under clemency tree, honestly, when I rolled over and I looked it up, I'm like, I heard the waves, those guys were over there doing the sound bowls, and I looked up and I saw the clemency tree, I'm like, oh my god, I feel like
Very
I
unique.
died and went to heaven.
It's like very unique, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in the field,
Yeah.
it's hard to replicate that somewhere else.
No.
right?
Yes. I mean, you think about it, there are places out in mainland that do as much they can in their spas to recreate that. So it's such from every angle, it's such a blessing to have this place on Guam. But I was asking Eric earlier, we spoke about different things, because when I first came to Retreat Eco Beach Resort, I remember just walking, I think Manyaka is the one who's like, oh my gosh, you know, go check this place out, whatever, right? So I showed up, because I told her, this has always been a vision, I've always wanted to open up a retreat center on Guam. Kind of because, you know, I've traveled to do the different yoga trainings and workshops, you know, throughout. And moving back home, back 15, 16 years ago, I'm like, God, Guam's beautiful. This could be the mecca of wellness of this region. You know, everyone, Bali's like so saturated with like yoga trainings and whatnot. Bali's beautiful. And Thailand and the Philippines and everywhere around us. But I'm like, how about people who are not able to get off our island, and it's like, look around, we have it all here. So, but then of course,
and then one of the guests
knowing all
mentioned
the
that
work.
also, remember, she mentioned it to me that the off-island guest, she mentioned it to me that in Bali, a practitioner would come from the mainland
Exactly.
to hold a yoga retreat.
Right.
Whereas when she came to here, it was
All those goals.
your retreat.
Yeah.
And you're from here, and
Right.
you know, this is your home.
And she also said all those
and
other
she was
ones.
amazed by
Yeah.
that. She was like, wow, you have this.
And she said everyone else, a lot of the other ones were very focused just on like the postures, whereas this one there
We
was
gave
such
a variety.
of the meditation, of different, you know.
The diet, yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
lifestyle,
yeah.
it's a lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? Yoga lifestyle.
But oh yeah. So what I was saying was, so when in my quest has been years of something that I wanted to as far as a yoga resort or a wellness yoga resort place, but then when I realized the work and the time and the energy that goes into it, I'm like, there's no way in hell, you know what I mean? I'm like with my parents, taking care of like my elderly parents, not taking care of them, but you know, looking out for them, having a child, being a single mom, having synergy. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to open this. So that's why when I saw your place, I'm like, do you guys have any plans? And I used to go to the farm in the Philippines a lot, like years ago before their prices went sky high. But back when it was, reasonable prices. I think now because everyone knows about it, that's what happens. And everybody knows about like a nice retreat center, the prices go up. So, but there they have different things as far as like therapies. And that's what I wanted to ask Eric earlier. If, you talk about wanting to bring the wellness element. Have you thought that far ahead of some of the different therapies we talked about? Like having like a colon hydrotherapist and having, different like Reiki workers, energy workers, or things like that.
That's eventually how we want to get it. Because what we wanted to do is actually have like a little condos or bungalows on the cliff first, and then start with that, and then have actually. Cause
like maybe a little
different
center, like
make it a little bit more exclusive, because like the day customers that we're having, I think the people need to be educated a little bit more, like the time more,
like spend more time with them.
Because
our day customers are kind of in and out, right?
Right.
And then they're trying to go to the beach and
Yeah.
snorkel and kayak.
They're not
Yeah.
focused on the wellness so much.
Right. So how would you do it? You would just have a separate.
Eric was thinking like if they were able to stay with us for a couple of days, he could present a wellness lifestyle to them.
And just have a special
over,
package.
Even a course over like 2 days.
Yeah.
Where we give them a healthy diet.
Yeah.
Of whatever version they would like. Even if it wasn't vegan or maybe they just wanted some fish.
They wanted fish.
They want fish included, or they wanted some other like whatever they wanted.
I used to go to this other place in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. I swear, I used to be a professional retreater. But there was a place in Thailand where you go to their, they had all the different things, the chelation, all the different holistic treatments. And their food area, they actually labeled it like this. There's one area that if you're macrobiotics, there's one area if you're just doing juicing, and then there's a regular area, just regular people who just want fiesta plate, whatever food. So it was cool how they it was open to anyone and everyone.
So how we're doing this location and how it's going, that's how I want it down at our place every day. So right now we're doing fiesta plate of chicken and ribs.
Right.
I want to do all plant-based eventually,
as an option.
and then only fish.
Yeah.
But if we can get there, then yes. I mean, the fish thing, we're not really trying to push the.
It's difficult.
And that's what you guys do. You guys fish.
Yeah, we
And
catch
that's
fish,
part
but
of
we eat it all.
Yeah, we eat it all. So the impact
catch enough fish.
the impact that would have on the fish population if we were gonna start selling fish at our own restaurant would be probably,
Honestly,
it's not something.
it's not something
better.
that we wanna.
It's not
I used to
sustainable
love
enough.
eating fish, but now just knowing, and when I talked to my mom
It's
about
like
this,
we're gonna have
my
to
86-year-old mom, she's like, "Ay, girl, what am I gonna eat? Everything you say, I can't eat this, can't eat that." But I guess everything we just have to be more cognizant of the amount.
Yeah, of course, because like my brother, he tells me like when the cooler's getting full already, that's already enough for us. You know? So like that's
save some
yeah,
for everything.
because we don't want the fish to get bad, because we're eating the fish, so we pack when we
Just
come home,
enough.
we package it, and we just get enough for us to eat for the month or the month and a half
share with
before.
some friends.
Right.
So that's how we're doing it right now.
And see, you guys, the whole spirit of Anaphimaulic is not just about the resort. This is truly like
A lifestyle.
your being.
We give away so much fish. Before once we get at the dock, the fish. I tell Mark I want to take pictures of our catch, but we never want to take out like all the fish in front of everybody and and just be vandals about it. But how much we catch, like we always give away fish. So like before we get home already, we're already giving somebody something, So.
Nice. Stop by and drop in at Jen's. Just joking.
Jen doesn't even eat
I'm
fish.
joking.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, and the gear that we spend on this stuff is really expensive to go, So like we're just trying to balance it as much as possible. So
So moving forward though, what do you guys see in your, like, moving forward? Is there like a next phase that you're?
Next phase would be
I'm just trying to sustain our current
Yeah.
phase.
Right. You guys
Yeah.
really are, your demand is high.
Yes.
yes.
We have definitely
so,
grown.
So the next phase
Tourism
is
as well,
balancing all
Yeah.
this new growth for us. You know, we
Mhm.
cannot grow too fast
Yeah.
where it's gonna be not eco anymore,
Right.
not eco-friendly
Yes.
anymore, because the amount of it's like a fishing population. If a lot of people are fishing for the same thing,
Right.
the impact on the
So we're
the
trying to make
stock
it
is
more
gonna be,
exclusive.
you know,
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if we try to make it more exclusive, like instead of making our customers go in tents now on the decks, we're gonna actually have small bungalows.
Mhm.
But maybe we're gonna
Slowly.
Yes,
slowly.
yes.
Slowly.
Just little
So-
things that would improve the quality of their experience down there,
Right.
but also be easier for us to keep eco-friendly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Those are the things that we're trying to work toward.
That's a
And
good goal.
you know, it's hard, but it's possible, and
Yeah.
we've been doing it, you know, in small steps. And I know one day we're gonna sit back and be like, man, after all these years,
we did this.
we
Because like the materials that we buy we try to buy eco-sustainable.
eco-friendly materials are a little bit more,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure, for sure.
expensive.
It's more expensive,
and
but
it takes
I
more
mean-
time to save up for those kinds of
But
things.
people appreciate that when they come down.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
So,
But I know that even speaking on from a business perspective, like with Synergy over the past 16 years we've been open, rather than expand, it's like take what you have
Perfect
and
it.
perfect what you have.
Yes.
So that totally makes sense.
also perfect it, but like you can also be like more creative with what you just have
of course.
already, right?
Yep.
And like what we're doing together, you know, it's
Right. The
like you have a
collaboration.
skill set that you're really good at, and you found like us who,
Perfect
you know,
fit.
we needed some sort of like assistance in that department.
building
Yeah.
that building that
We
aspect. 'Cause
didn't
you brought
have
in
the time
Jenny
to,
and we
you know,
appreciate Jenny,
Yeah.
and how
we
she
didn't
how
have
she
the time to
how
explore
she
that yet, because we've
also-
been building.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Right.
we've already been very established, and it's been working well together. You know, our locations have
Yeah.
grown every
Mhm.
time.
We've created a brand.
We really have. Hashtag Wellness Destination 671. Really, that's been the hashtag for like the past year.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else you want to share before we close.
that
I think I like to share that. You know, I see how hard you work at Clare, and I appreciate that, and I think a lot of your friends and family and people who come to your events appreciate that.
It shows in
Because
your
it's
following.
genuine, and I see it, and it takes a lot out of you, because like during the closings, okay, they're so emotional, right?
Yes.
And to take all of that in every time, it takes a certain kind of personality and a certain kind of heart, and you have the heart for it, and I think people see that every day.
Aw,
So, you know, we
thank
appreciate
you.
that, you know.
Definitely.
Thank you. Well, you know what? Like attracts like, because I see that from you guys, and honestly, the land, the space speaks for itself. But just knowing what you guys have created, it's all heart. So I thank you, and I really respect and see the same
Thank
from
you
you
very
guys.
much.
and so hopefully we can start putting in more solar and get it more
Yeah.
off grid. So
'Cause
like
it is
that's-
partially,
that's,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and then we're trying to go full solar for the.
Nice.
And I want to do a shout out.
Hopefully by
I
the
want to
end
do a
of the
shout
year.
out. Hold on. Shout out
Let's hear your shout out.
to our customers,
Yes.
because like
We
really
appreciate you.
Yeah,
We
we appreciate all
We
of you for
appreciate
coming and
it.
supporting us,
And
that's the one.
If it wasn't for our supporters and our
Mhm.
customers, we
And all the feedback that everybody's been giving,
Yeah.
good feedback,
to
we
us.
love it.
do you
positive
guys
or negative.
do you guys
we're
give out
still moving
questionnaires
forward.
when people leave, like a feedback?
No.
questionnaire?
Not so
Um,
much, but you know,
People will just
people
share.
just
Yeah.
share, and they feel obligated, and it feels that much more
Especially
special.
when it's equal, everybody's trying to, have some type of feedback for
Of
me.
course,
So
yeah.
and
Also,
Be
really
part of the cause.
Yeah. So I don't, I appreciate that, and let's
And I
let's
think
do
they
this.
see the struggle.
We're
I
all
think
moving
they see the
forward on
struggle.
here on Guam,
Yeah.
and it's not. You can see it. You can see it today. There's more Beyond Burgers going out.
Oh yeah. Hello,
So-
Burger King.
Yeah.
have impossible
Yeah, I know.
burgers.
No, it's making it easier for everybody
Yeah.
to live healthy, you know.
Mhm.
Hey, you know, so it's a start to
Yeah.
something great, you know. So let's continue
We
to
just
do
gotta
this.
spread the good positive energy throughout the island, and you know, let's get everyone involved healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not just
Look at our rates of sickness here, like high heart attack rates, high stroke, high
cancer,
diabetes.
diabetes. Yeah.
All of those are just lifestyle related
Mhm.
sicknesses. So you know, if we can like promote healthy living,
Mhm. And what better place in
just
nature?
little by little, it just spreads little by little.
Yeah,
But
Guam,
at the
you
end
know,
of the day,
Yeah.
it's
we love Guam. We love the people of Guam. We want us here in Guam and the whole Marianas to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And everybody that comes to, because it's not just, you know, the people of the Marianas, everybody, islanders, the whole Asia,
when they
everybody.
come
Right.
here, they need to feel it. They need
That's
to
when
feel
you were
it.
thanking your customers. It was so wonderful to have two ladies from Korea, and I know Mark, it was through you, right? I don't know, it was social media, but how?
Yeah, social media, because they're bloggers. So.
Okay, and they found out about
Yeah, so
Sulcation.
I guess they looked at the tags in social media and they saw that you were hosting a yoga retreat at
Yeah.
our place, and then they contacted me and they were like, if there are any additional, you know, yoga retreats coming up, can you please let me know?
Yeah.
So I let them know, and then they were like, can we come for the next one? I was like, okay. And you know, she didn't contact me until like right before the thing. She's like, are you coming in? How's it gonna go? I was like, okay, don't worry about it. I know the lady. She's my auntie. so that's how it went pretty
And it
much.
all
And then you guys
worked out.
took good care of them the
Yeah.
whole time, and then
She's also our repeat customer. She was here last year.
I think they left.
That's
I
what she
think they
said.
left last night, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna see some of her
Yeah,
tags
we stayed
on-
connected. We've
on-
stayed
on
connected on
Instagram.
Instagram.
So
And they
you
did say
know,
they're coming back.
yeah, so you know, it's
And
just
that's
one
the
of
other
those
beautiful
things.
thing. It's great to have our local community, but to connect with, you know, our neighbors outside of just Guam is wonderful too. And they're able to come here and see how amazing Guam is.
You know what she said at the closing? Remember, was that she saw it out of everybody.
Yeah.
Like your yoga is
Mhm.
real yoga, right?
Yeah.
Something to that effect. And I thought about it, and like when you think about yoga, it's like people can use it for exercise. People
Mhm.
can use it for, you know, just stretching only, or. But then your yoga, when she said it's like real yoga, I was like, my God, it's real yoga on Guam at our place. Nah,
But I think
but
that
it's pretty cool.
she's talking about the whole lifestyle of what we think of yoga, right?
Yes,
It's the
yeah, the
connections, the
lifestyle,
bonding,
yes.
the connection back to earth and
Yes.
others and ourselves. But I mean, honestly, going to your space has really had, like, especially this last one, and coming back. I love, you know, my life as it is, but I really have been contemplating, like, man, I don't know, maybe I could just homeschool KP on a beach and like not have to really do like, you know, the work, like the traditional conventional style, and really just like live off the grid. And it's becoming more and more less of a joke and more of like, I'm serious.
you gotta work towards that though, you know, like what we are doing,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a goal, and
Yeah.
it's hard to achieve that goal, but I know you can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got us. We can help you out, you know.
Careful, Mark. You're gonna see me and KP with our backpacks like next week. I'm just
You know,
joking.
and it's just knowing about it, building it,
Yeah.
and then I'm just focusing on what your goals are.
Right.
Especially how evolved the off-grid living has become these
Yeah.
days. There's so much available to us, and we just have to educate ourselves and
Mhm.
find the right
Right.
system or right, you know, set of what's gonna work for you.
Yeah.
Okay. To what your goals are gonna be in the future. You can even just do it at your house right now. You know, you can set something up and
Oh yeah.
you know, like
I
kind of like, you know.
Claire.
Well, you know,